Yo, welcome back to the Hustlers Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 3. And today we have Miss Giselle. What's up, Giselle?
What's up?
First and foremost, let the people know where you're from and what your hustle is.
So I am originally from San Bernardino, and I'm a hairstylist.
How long have you done that for?
So I was actually thinking about that today, and I've never really counted, but I've now been doing hair for 10 years.
It's been 10 years.
10 years, yeah. And, ever since I can remember, I've always had an interest in the beauty industry. And just the beauty industry, like the glam of it, like the passion that goes in it. And when I, straight out of high school, I never really thought that I could make a career out of that. Like a well-paying career out of that. So I didn't head straight to that. I went to school, I was doing college, and I really wasn't motivated as far as like passing my classes.
What classes were you taking?
Just like regular, associates.
Okay.
And I was going through the classes, but I really wasn't like putting my all into it, you know? And I think it had a lot to do because I wasn't motivated.
You were just there because
I knew that I needed an education. So I was there going to school, doing what I had to do. I was already a mom at that point. My little one was like 2, 3. And
well, you had her young, right? You were really young.
I was 19 when I had her. And so that's why I knew that I needed to get, my shit together, basically. I needed to do something.
So how'd you know school wasn't for you?
I think it was... I remember it clearly. We were in Hawaii. That was our first vacation that we had ever taken. And it was me, my husband, boyfriend at the time, and our little one. And I decided, you know what? Like, when we went back, because I had taken a semester off to take that vacation, because it was like about 2 weeks vacation that we were in Hawaii. And I didn't really want to go back. I was like, I want to do something that I know I love, that I know I'll love. And I knew that I've always loved the hair and the beauty industry. So then that's when I decided I'm going to enroll myself in cosmetology school. Going back. So I'm not enrolling in college like I was.
Okay. So did you decide to just stick to hair or did you start with something else?
So I felt like the money was in hair. I felt like the money was in hair, but I was already good at doing makeup. And I didn't know about hair, nothing about it. So because I knew that I was good at makeup, when I started cosmetology school, I started doing people's makeup and people were loving it. So I was being asked to do a lot of makeup. And that kept me busy for the first couple of years when I got in the industry.
You don't do makeup anymore, do you?
No, I don't. Reason why, because I quickly learned that when I started doing hair, it just was taking so much of my time, including weekends, that I wasn't able to kind of make that time for people. When people like hit me up for services, I wasn't available because I was already booked like 2 months out with hair.
So what school did you attend for that?
For cosmetology school, I went to Salon Success Academy in Upland.
Did you need to get were you on a waiting list of any sort?
No, that was a private school. So like if you were to do like a community college, that would have been a waiting list because it's a lot cheaper too.
Oh, okay.
But a private school like Salon Success, there's no waiting list. There typically isn't a waiting list, but of course it's a lot more money.
How long was the program?
The program it took me about 1.5 years to complete it because I was doing it part-time. But because I still had a full-time job. So that definitely was a struggle.
Was it expensive?
It was expensive. It's probably more expensive now. But 10 years ago, it was about 20 grand.
20 grand?
Yeah.
That's an investment.
That definitely is.
Is that with the tools that you need?
So yeah, they give you a package when you start cosmetology school. They'll give you like the basics of what you need.
Okay.
Yeah, and then along the way you'll just buy things here and there.
But you still have to add on to the 20,000, so that's just not it. You keep going.
Oh yeah, and then there's gas money.
Because it was so far too. You were still living out here, right?
Yeah, I was living in San Bernardino still.
What made you go over there?
What made me go over there? I liked the school, and at the time, I don't think they had a location in... Oh, you know what they did? The reason I went to Upland is because they were offering a night program. And because I had a full-time day job, that was like the best for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But now I'm actually glad that I established... Like, I started and established clientele in that area. just because that I feel like that's the area that I want to be based on for my clients.
When you first started, was it hard finding clients that will let you work on their hair? Because I know girls are really picky when it comes to hair.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? No, because when I started doing hair, I was in school, and I was one of those girls who I would not let any student touch my hair, just because I knew that I had a good hairdresser, and I wasn't going to let somebody practice on my hair.
Yeah.
But people were always wanting me to do their hair for some reason. Like, I don't even know really why. Because at the moment, when I first started, I didn't even trust myself, you know? I'm, like, there to learn. I'm there to basically, to gain confidence. But so people started asking me to do their hair, and I'm like, why do they want me to do their hair? But then I quickly learned because my hair was always looking good. And I'm like, okay, so because they trusted me just by looking at me.
You're your own model.
Yeah, and they knew that I was precise. And I think that's why they like started asking me, can you do my hair? So I've never really struggled with getting like models when I first needed them. People were just kind of asking me, oh, can you do my hair? I want to be your model.
That's dope. That's something that's convenient because, I mean...
It helped for sure.
Do you remember when you were like, you know what? I can do this full time. Do you remember that moment that it just clicked like, oh, snap, could be like a career?
Yeah. You know, the moment, I don't really remember exactly the moment, but I feel like since I started doing hair, I was naturally good at it and people kind of seen it. And I think the fact that people trusted me built my confidence a little bit. So I started realizing, oh shit, like people want me to do their hair. So then, no, I don't remember the time being a time. I think it's just like accumulating of the years where I realized, oh wow, like I'm good at this naturally.
Do you okay, so you're doing this as a full time, right?
Yeah, full time.
That's all you do.
That's all I do.
What do you base your prices on?
I base my prices on my education. So like I continue always to take further education just because that's so important in the hair industry.
Till this day, you still take classes?
Till this day.
For what though? Like for example?
Like for new techniques that come out, for new hair trends, new products, new like just being a business owner, social media, like just anything.
So you base those prices off of that?
Off of that, and then also on my expertise, on my experience doing hair, on how specific I am. Yeah, on a lot. Have
you ever had anybody just complain like, nah, I'm not going to pay that much?
No, I haven't. No, I really haven't. Because I know that a lot of people, especially, I know a lot of people are like, you know, like they'll be like, oh, well, can you do it for this much? I've been blessed to not really have a lot of those experiences.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and I think it's because people just trust the process, trust that I'm going to do, you know, the work. Yeah.
Do you think the social media had a lot to do with that? With your whole uprising and all this?
Oh, for sure.
How did you go about your social media? Because right now you have, 18K, right?
Yeah.
Followers.
Yeah.
How did you even start that? Because you didn't switch over to a business account, right? You went from your personal account and then you just went ham on what you did and you just kept posting it, right?
Yeah.
How did you build that following?
So I remember when Instagram like first started, it was only like an iPhone thing. It was just for iPhones. So then I remember starting to post that I was how long has Instagram been around for?
You know what? I want to say maybe 6-7 years, but
no more. It's been about 10.
So?
Yeah.
So back then it was just photos too. There was no videos, no anything. I remember it back then. Ooh, a long time ago. Damn, we're old. Yeah, I'm old.
Don't remind me. But yeah, like, so as soon as it started, I got on it. I liked it. And as soon as I started cosmetology school, I would post like just simple things. And I noticed that a lot of people were following me. Like, at the moment, I thought 300 followers was a lot. You know, I was like, oh shit. Like, I wonder why people want to follow me. And I think it was just related to my look, fashion, and then the fact that I was in the beauty industry also. Like, the numbers just kept going up and up. And I don't know, I never really like concentrated so much on the numbers. but it definitely did help.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
that's you kept it consistent, and that shows in your numbers. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like women. You have a lot more women followers than anything, right?
I do.
Because of what you do and you show everything off.
Yeah, I think about like in my insights on Instagram, I think I have about 82% females, and then males is the rest.
Oh, so you do have it on business, right?
I do have it on business, yeah.
Now it does, but you never changed the account and started
No.
a new one.
And the reason why I never changed my account, to answer your question, from my personal page to my business page, is because I, as a viewer, like to see people's personal life as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for instance, yourself, like you're a DJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that you post about your DJing, but I would also like to see what you do on your personal time and what you're about.
That's dope. I've never thought of it that way. Because to be honest with you, I hold back from posting a lot of my personal stuff because I don't see that there's a reason for me to post it. You know, I don't think that there's an audience for it. Like for what? You know what I mean? But
it's more relatable though.
Yeah,
I feel like
you get a connection with your
absolutely.
followers.
Yeah,
So you feel you have a connection with your followers?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. I've never really thought of it like that, to be honest with you.
And I knew that I'd never wanted to switch it just to a business page because I love hair and everything, but when I see a page that has only hair posts, I get a little uninterested. Like, even though I like looking at the hair posts and the quality of their work and all of that, I'm also interested in them as an individual, you know, and their personal stuff, what they like to do, their hobbies, all of that stuff.
You know what? I've never thought of it that way. You're right. Because I've seen, there's accounts that are just about hair. Mm-hmm. And all you see is hair.
Yeah.
That's all you see. They're just different hairstyles. And it's cool and everything, like you said, but after a while, you're like, okay, I'm just following this dude that just keeps putting hair, or the woman that just keeps putting hair up. And you're right.
Yeah.
Mixing it up helps it out.
Right. I think it's important to be relatable to your following as well.
Do you ever have anybody like that you run up to on the street? They're like, oh, I follow you. And then you're like, huh? Like, no? You never had that moment?
I have a few times. It's a little weird because I feel like they feel like they know me, and I don't know anything about them. I don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? So it's a little weird. Plus, I've never really seen myself as like this Insta famous person. Not at all. So the fact that somebody would look at me like that, it's weird to me. I still get weirded out.
I'm telling you, I told a couple people that you were going to be on the podcast, and they were like, well, they're all ecstatic. They're all here telling me questions to ask because they want to know about you. You're an interesting person.
That's cool.
Right? I was like, that never happened to me. I was like, okay, that's dope. Where do you get your clients from? Where do your clients come from? Do you use your social media to get clients, or do you just get them word of mouth?
So social media is definitely a huge part of like my advertising, you know, to brand myself. A lot of my following does come from there, but I also am lucky that I have a lot of clientele from referrals. So like, let's say I did your mom's hair. Your mom people would ask her like, oh, who did your hair? Or she'll refer whoever it is to me. So I have a lot of referral clients and a lot of people from Instagram for sure. And then also people that I just randomly walk, you know, like just be walking past by, and they'll ask me, oh, who does your hair? And then I'll let them know then, oh, I do hair as well. And then that's how. So just like by meeting people too.
Even like that. Even walking around, like, who does your hair? And oh, it's me. Yeah. And they're like, oh, snap.
At the
what's
mall,
up?
Like walking to the grocery store, like literally everywhere.
With all this going on right now with the COVID, do you think the COVID impacted you in a negative way or a positive way?
I think in a positive way.
A positive way?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So me being like I'm blessed to be busy, but as busy as I am, I take on a lot of work, and I felt like the COVID, the whole lockdown, was a little bit of a break from me, and I felt like I had time to reflect on what is important to me, on what makes me happy, on what I need to concentrate on. So I felt like that break I mean, I know people were like hurting, you know, also because of like they were health wise or finances. But to me, I look at it as a positive because it definitely kind of helped me build a little bit of clarity on what I want in life. Like whether it's like my short-term goals and also like my my long-term goals.
So personally, you felt like the break was needed for you.
For sure.
So, but it did affect you business-wise, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, owning my own business, I never thought that somebody could be like, "Well, you're not allowed to work," you know. But apparently, the fucking government can definitely do that.
Definitely tell you, yeah.
So yeah.
Do you now? Are you open now?
Yeah.
So you guys are open now. Do you have to take any? Do you have to do any regulations?
Oh yeah, like a lot changed. Like I'm now doing temperature checks when I see my clients, and I'm having to, I mean, as a cosmetologist, you're taught to be very clean because we can easily spread bacterias, we can easily spread infections, all of that. So just by dealing with people, you know, and their hair, and we're so close in contact. So I think that it's now kind of pushing us to just remember how clean we need to be. Sanitize everything before our next client. You know, having to wear the masks, that's a little uncomfortable.
Do you have to wear a mask every time that you do hair?
We do.
Throughout the whole process?
Okay, so me, because I am in a studio, I am not around a lot of people. It's usually just me and 2 clients.
Okay.
Because it's just a couple of us there, I don't really require it unless they're comfortable wearing it. They're more comfortable wearing it, then I'll be like, go ahead and wear it. And if you want me to wear it, I'll wear it. Okay. But usually I find that my clients are super chill as far as like not enforcing to wear it.
Explain, so where you have your own salon? No, right?
So I have my own establishment, but it's not a big salon. It's a small salon. It's a studio. So the building that I'm at, it's called Aspire Salon Studios, and they have a lot of suites. Okay. And they're more it's more for cosmetologists. So they have hair services in there, they have nail services, esthetician, and everybody in there owns their own business, owns their own establishment. So I have a contract with a studio in there. Okay. I have a contract with the building, you know, the owners.
How long have you had it for?
So where I'm at right now, I've been there for the beginning of this year, so like about 6 months.
Okay, so it's fairly new.
Yeah, but I was at another studio previous to this one, and I was there for about 3 years. And before that, I was at a salon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what made you change into a studio? Is it better atmosphere? Like, is it?
So how I got to first become independent. When I was, this was about 4 years ago, I was working for a salon, a really well-known salon, and I was there working as a commission stylist. And I was busy, you know, I had a lot of people coming in asking for me, and I remember when you're at a salon and you're working as a commission, you're being told what hours you need to be there, what days you need to be there, what you could wear, what you can't wear. You know, so basically,
it's that strict?
Yeah. So it's basically like you have a boss, you know? Yeah. So there was a point in my life, I think I was about 28. Mm-hmm. And I had my daughter already, my first daughter. My second, sorry. And I was going to throw her a first birthday party. And first birthday parties are pretty big, right?
Well, they should be. Well, they shouldn't be that big. But, you know, Mexicans do it like that. Yeah.
But it was important to me to have her a first birthday party. And I remember that because she was born in December, and those are blackout times for us as stylists, because we can't ask for any days off because the hair industry is just so busy around the holidays because everybody wants to get their hair done.
Everybody wants to look fly for the holidays.
Yeah. So I remember that the head salon, who was it? It wasn't my manager, but it was basically like the district manager. Mm-hmm. She was telling everybody, sorry, you can't have any days off around this time. And I, for some reason, thought I could be an exception. So I called her personally and I was like, hey, like, you know, this is going on. I just had I'm about to have my daughter's first birthday and I want to plan something. And I was wondering if I can have the day off. And she's like, no, you know, I'm sorry but no, I can't tell you yes, because if I tell you yes, then I'm going to have to tell everybody else yes. And I can't make that exception. So I was told, no, I can't have the day off to throw my daughter a first birthday. And I remember feeling so like shitty. I remember being like, wow, I can't believe that. I'm almost 30 years old and people are like still trying to tell me what I could and can't do. And I felt like, wow, like, and I was already busy. So I'm like, at that moment, I think I was driven to be like, I can venture out by myself and be my own boss and give myself all the time that I need.
So it clicked right there when they told you no. They were like, you know what? Do you really need somebody? You need to work for somebody else? No, I don't think you do. Not in your industry, at least.
And I didn't realize that until that happened. Until somebody was like, no, you can't have a day off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm almost going to be 30 years old. Like, hell no, this cannot be happening. So then that's when I was like motivated to, you know what, venture out on my own. And I was scared as shit because I'd never been on my own, as an independent stylist. But that was the best thing that I could do. And I feel like if I can tell myself this, like, to not be scared, or it's okay to be scared, about 5 years from now, 5 years ago, at the moment, I would have just told myself, do it. It's okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to do it.
So you just barely started owning your own
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
How was that process?
It wasn't that hard. I just was so scared because of the unknown, right?
Yeah.
I was scared because I didn't know. I had never owned my own business. I never signed a contract that, like a big contract like that, where I had to stay there for a year, or I think it was 2 years at the time. And I was having to pay rent for my establishment, my studio. And I was scared. I was definitely scared. But it wasn't that hard when I got into it. When I physically started doing it, everything kind of just flowed. And I've always been very disciplined as far as responsible. So it came pretty easy to me. It really did.
You're the only one there, right?
Yeah.
So you pretty much just depend on yourself.
Right. And that's kind of easy because if I had a big salon, I would have to be, managing a lot of other people, and then goes people's work ethic, but me just being only me, I don't really have to worry about anybody else but myself. And I know that I can count on myself. So it is a lot easier.
How hard was it to balance your work life with your personal life?
So,
because you're married, right?
Yeah.
2 kids.
Yeah.
2 girls.
2 girls. So that's always been the most challenging part, I feel, because having worked for myself, I am at work for maybe 8 to 9 hours a day, sometimes 10 hours a day. But when I go home, I still have to go home and answer so many questions, respond back to a lot of my clients, respond to DMs, or just be active on social media. And so that's definitely been the number one challenge, I feel. And because I have, obviously, my home where I have my husband and my 2 girls, and I also need my attention. So that's been the biggest challenge. And I feel like even up to this day, I still try to help balance myself from work and my regular personal life, because I need to be disciplined on myself. I need to be okay, once I'm home, I want to be presently home, and focus on the girls, or focus on, just spending time with my husband. But up until now, I still struggle with that, honestly, because I have to respond back to my clients. I have to be active on social media, be engaging with my followers and all of that.
Yeah, I feel you on that, because sometimes people are like, get off the phone. But I'm like, bro, I got to respond to this person that's asking me about a party, because I have to. If I leave them on red, or if I leave it too long, I might get beat out by somebody else that they're asking. I'm not the only person they're asking,
Yeah.
So I have to be on it.
Right.
So I feel you on that. I seen that on your social media, you started doing tutorials. You haven't done many, right?
I haven't, sadly. So I've always been asked by my followers, oh my gosh, do an eyebrow tutorial, do a makeup tutorial, do how you do your hair tutorial. But unfortunately, because I never have the time, because I'm so busy with actually doing hair, I haven't had time for it. So I had never actually took the time and did it. Because on my days off, I want to chill, either personal errands and, just. So right with the quarantine thing, it's funny that you asked that, because that was one of the things that I got to be able to do. When I was by myself, home, not having to go to work, I'm used to having a routine, right? So because I wasn't actively being creative, I felt like, you know what, this is the perfect time for me to start doing these videos that a lot of people are asking for. And I did, and it was fun, and I loved it. I need to be doing a lot more of those.
Man, I was gonna tell you, you need to do a lot more of those. I feel like you have the following and you have the knowledge, and to be honest with you, I think you could even make some money out of it. If you were to make a video on a certain flat iron or anything like that, you know what I mean? And they might even be able to pay you. You have the following.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of like small cool opportunities have presented themselves with my social media, which are great. So yeah, hopefully somebody can sponsor me, you know. And
yeah, here we go, man. We're gonna get them right here on this podcast. So I also saw that you were doing a Fashion Nova. How'd you get into that?
Yeah, that's been pretty cool. So Fashion Nova actually DM'd me, and I remember the day because I like screenshotted it too. So they DM'd me. It was the day where we were gonna go to a Dodger game, and I was at work, and then I see a DM pop up, and it said Fashion Nova, and I was like, holy shit, like they're DMing me. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna open it until I know that I can respond, you know. So then I open it on my way to the game, and they're asking me, hey, we love your style, we love, you know, your page, your content, and then they're like, if you're interested in, you know, doing a collab, email this person. And I was like, oh my God, you're kidding. So, and that's pretty big because, you know, like even before then I've shopped on Fashion Nova. It's like cool fashion clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
So then I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So then I asked, what does this entail? And then they told me everything, and it sounded pretty easy. It sounded like it was something that I could definitely do and fun. And at the moment, it was post once a week, full body image, clarity, good lighting, and then just be wearing their clothes.
Well, that's basically already what you do already, right?
Yeah.
Besides the clothes thing, I don't know if you wear their clothes or like that or not, but.
Yeah.
So you already do that already. So it was.
I did that already.
Easy.
I already took pictures of myself, you know?
Yeah.
I already had like people take pictures of me so that I can post for content. So it was kind of just a fun thing to do. And then they're giving me the clothes. So it's like.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah, it's free. So
Are they paying you too, or?
No, they're not paying me.
Oh.
But I mean, maybe that's next.
Have you asked about that? Like.
No, I haven't. Only because I guess I'm like happy that they're just giving me the amount of clothes that they're giving me. Usually the packages that I'm getting from them are like close to $300.
Oh, cool.
And it could be every like once a month, you know?
Oh, okay. That's dope. I didn't know you were all like that. I mean, they give you free stuff?
Yeah.
Who
as
doesn't
long
like
as
free
I
stuff?
post it, you know, it's a contract and everything. So as long as I continue to post on twice a week now, yeah, I stay consistent.
Do you just stick to doing hair, or have you ever thought about just doing something else like eyebrows? I don't know, anything else that has to do with the industry?
You know, I love the beauty industry, but I never really have thought about venturing out to like doing eyebrows and like other beauty industry services. No, it's just mainly hair because I know that that's what I'm good at. And that's like my jam, you know, like people love it and I'm good at it. And I know that I love creating it. So I've kind of just stuck to what I'm really good at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you do have a customer and asks for that. Do you like recommend them to somewhere else?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because I know so many people in the beauty industry.
That's
so
what
it's so easy for me to be like, oh, yeah, here's my friend's info.
Yeah. Do you guys actually share clients? Do you guys pass them out? Like, do you get any clients from anybody that you know in the industry as well?
Yeah, for sure. Like I have one of my friends. She was a makeup artist, and now she still does makeup, but she's more of a photographer now. So she's always like, when people ask her like, "Oh my God, who does your hair?" Then she'll refer me the clients, and then when people like vice versa, you know, when I know that one of my clients is looking for photography or like makeup services, and I'll refer them. You know, that's the beauty of it. I feel like we're all, and people in the beauty industry just like have the tendency of just being like cool people, you know?
Yeah.
Like wanting to help each other out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you want to tell anybody that's trying to get into the same business as you are? Any type of advice to anyone that wants to open up their own business or just is tired of having a boss?
I guess I would say that obviously you're going to fear it. And because you fear it, that probably means that you should do it because you're challenging yourself. And from experiences, like I've been scared for so many things, and then looking back at it like a year later, I'm like, gosh, I was so scared to do that, and now it's like so simple, you know. So it's fear that really holds us back, holds everybody back from doing something that they've longed to pursue for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it would be. It would be like, if you know that you have a passion for it, if you know that you're gonna love it, just do it. Just overcome that fear. Like, don't even think about it, you know. Do it, because it's going to take you to that next level of your life, to where you're going to be like, oh wow, okay, so I'm here now, what's next? So continuing to challenge yourself. What's the next step? I feel like that should be for everybody. Like, you should always want to grow, you know, whether it's in your professional life and personal life.
Yeah, exactly. That's dope. That's some dope stuff. Plug in your Instagram. Let them know where they can follow you at.
Sweet. So you can follow me at Ms. Giselle, MSGIZELL. If you don't follow me already, I would love to see you guys there.
Here we go. So they can come at you with a DM, ask you any questions and all that. They feel free.
Yeah. I try to be as active as possible with all the questions and stuff.
For sure, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Keep doing your thing. Keep killing it. Until next time, man. I'll see you guys later. Late.